Welcome, everyone, to Podcast Go, an entertainment podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Cortes, and with me is my other co-host, the man from Not Down Under, the big A and the big R, Adnan Riaz.
Hello, Chris.
I had no idea where I was going with that, by the way.
No
I was
worries,
gonna
no
say,
worries.
I was gonna say the I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say, but whatever. You know, like in boxing matches, how they're always like, you know,
Michael
the
Buffer.
yeah, where he's like
Yes, Grace
the
Rumble.
man from Nantucket, the blah blah blah, you know, the bloodstone face killer, blah blah blah. I don't know. I was trying to do something. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. It has been, I know I've been doing some spin-offs here and there for since December. I think we did a Resident Evil review and a Wii eulogy, and then I lost my voice, and then I did the ukulele impressions and whatnot. But we're back. This is episode 4 of Podcast Go, and Adnan's here.
Hell yeah, I am. Hell yeah.
It's not just one voice, man. It's stereo now. It's not mono. But yeah, no, we're excited, man, to finally be back and do a show. It's been a while, man. Jesus Christ.
It has been a while.
Yeah, but so anyway, guys, bear with us, but we're gonna try something new. We're doing a new format for the show, something that we think will kind of make things interesting. We've been kicking around ideas for Podcast Go to try some new stuff ever since we actually started the show. I think that that's where the spin-offs came in and stuff like that as well. So we're gonna focus primarily today on topics and stuff like that. That some of them are news, but actually I think all of them are most of them for the most part are news based. But it's really more like what Ad and I think of this, and us having like mini friendly debates with each other, which is refreshing because usually debates are at the end of it they're like, I'm leaving and I'm gonna go look at my papers, and then you're like, Jesus Christ, all right. I don't know why it escalated to that, but Ad and I, we don't have any papers, so we don't do that. We usually just, we usually say we'll see. And then we talk about it 2 months later. And then we're like, well, we'll see. And then it comes out and we're like, well, it sucked. That's what happened with Batman versus Superman.
Things come to fruition, don't they?
That's what happened with Suicide Squad, Batman versus Superman. But anyway, dude, yeah, I guess let's go ahead and jump in with the first topic. So yeah, no, this is kind of this topic actually stems from a news story, but Sony Pictures recently announced that Tom Hardy, Bane himself, is going to play Venom in an upcoming Venom movie, specifically Eddie Brock's Venom, so the Eddie Brock character, and that Ruben Fleischer, who directed Zombieland, is going to direct the film. The reason I wanted to bring this up was I was talking to Adnan about this off podcast, and okay, as everyone knows, Sony made a deal with Marvel Studios that they could use Spider-Man in some of their Marvel Cinematic Universe films. So he was in Captain America: Civil War. He's going to be in Spider-Man: Homecoming's coming out in a couple of months, which looks fucking awesome. I'm really excited for it. And this is all set in the same universe. That's why Robert Downey Jr. is in it, and all that stuff. The weird thing is, Sony also announced that they're going to be doing their own superhero universe, where basically all these characters that are sub-characters to Spider-Man, like Venom and also Black Cat, they want to do a Black Cat movie. They're going to make movies on these characters that are set in a universe that is not within the MCU. So this is a separate Sony Pictures movie universe. And it's like my first thought was like, oh my god, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, what a horrible idea. I don't know, and I guess just I wanted to discuss this with Adnan and kind of get both our thoughts on it, and just like why the hell would Sony, why divide this? Why not just unite? I mean, Spider-Man's reception in the MCU was so positive. Why fuck it up and go do this? Like, I'm not gonna go see the Venom movie. Like, maybe if it goes on Netflix, I'll watch it on a Friday night and I'm drunk or something. But that's about it. Like, I'm not gonna see this movie in theaters. I'm not gonna pay money to go see this. Dude, what are your thoughts on this? Hello,
Sorry,
Adnan?
microphone was muted. I did not realize that.
I'm like, we lost him. No, I'm back to myself.
No, so I remember. Well, I remember you saying this to me off podcast, and then I read a report recently. I can't cite the proper source, but it said that Hollywood is looking at losing quite a lot of money this summer.
Right.
And one of the reasons I remember someone tweeting was there's an oversaturation of comic book movies, and that is undoubtedly the reason as well. Because
Yeah.
you look at Netflix and original programming. It's a far stretch example, but look at the original program. You have House of Cards, 13 Reasons Why. You have quite a few TV shows that you can just like pop off the top of your head,
Right.
and they're quite unique and they're interesting as well. Then you look at cinema. So you have a couple of great films that come out, like Dunkirk. You've had Moonlight come out. You have quite a bit of variety, but at the same time, you have Spider-Man: Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Thor Ragnarok.
Suicide Squad, Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
XYZ, ABC. The universe continues, and it's just like,
Yeah.
right, okay, I get it. And it's just like it's coming so heavy-handed now.
Yeah.
Venom in itself, does it really deserve a movie? No. Does it warrant one? No. Is there a money incentive? Obviously. There's not even much a reason to debate that, in the sense of, hey, like, we're not, a studio backs down because they can't make money. Obviously, they're going to do it for the money.
Yeah.
There's always an incentive for that. But, like, it makes no sense, especially when you have Homecoming going to another studio and it's in the
Yeah.
universe as well, and making Venom. Venom doesn't appeal, and it has a very, bad taste for people who've seen it in
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3. And, I get very fatigued with, like, seeing it with, like, oh yeah, because this guy was a standout, let's make his own show. It kind of stretches to Netflix, actually. I use an example of The Punisher.
Yeah.
Like, does The Punisher really need one? Do I really want to see
No.
Shane from Walking Dead mope about even more? Like, I look at it and like, right, okay, but don't oversaturate. It was a good, refreshing take to see something like Jessica Jones and a couple of the other TV shows make their debut
Yeah.
on Netflix in the Marvel capacity. But at the same time, you saturate it again. People are just going to be like, I've had enough.
Oh,
And
dude, yeah.
especially with these strange characters, villains are hard to do themselves. Look at Suicide Squad; it's a fucking mess when you put that many collective villains in one film and try and make people like empathize with them. Or,
Did you see it, by the way, finally, or?
unfortunately, not. I don't know if I'm kind of like putting myself. I'm kind of putting myself in a very low expectation, so that when I watch it, I'm like, it wasn't as shit as I thought it'd be. Excuse
Oh,
my
dude.
language, but I was like, it's not as
Prepare to
terrible
even
as
be
I
more
thought.
disappointed for thinking that.
Yeah,
It's bad.
I've kind of like got that when I've read all the reviews. I was like, okay, I will watch it though, but I'm kind of like looking for a really bad time to watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a little bit uplifting. If they can make a film, I definitely can. But like, it's just I'm not too sure about it. Tom Hardy, yeah, I know he's like the hottest thing right now as well in Hollywood because of all the other stuff he's been doing. But is he really fit for Venom?
I mean, he
Like,
could get ripped. He definitely could get big for it. He's
yeah,
gotten big before, but fuck,
that,
man.
that's all. Sorry, that's also the fucking comic book trope. Get someone ripped.
Yeah.
Pain.
Just get him ripped. He'll play the part. Ah, yes.
It's just a weird eye.
I just want him to walk into a room and be like, Peter Parker, your web shooters will do fine. We greatly what is it? What does he say? Like, we'll take your armory, and then like his apartment roof explodes, and like his Spider-Man suit just falls, and he's like, "Dude, come on! Like, it's all I got." Ah, yes.
They should, if Macho Man was still alive, they should do the rematch of Bonesaw versus Venom. That I would pay money for.
Bonesaw's ready.
Great film, absolutely great film. But on this topic itself, I just don't see it. I really don't see it.
No, same here.
Like, it's just really strange. It's like, yeah, I mean, another example, like using Heath Ledger's Joker, it's great as the main villain of The Dark Knight, but would you really want a spin-off film featuring Heath Ledger's Joker
No.
and what kind of story would you tell? And like this is the thing though as well with like
It
villains.
would be
They
boring, you
most
know? Like you need to use a villain
exactly.
in small doses. That's what makes them memorable. If they're around all the time. Dude, it's like Jack Sparrow. Do you remember when the fourth Pirates movie came out and it was just Jack Sparrow and no one else and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's so annoying." It's because he
Yeah,
wasn't a supporting character. He became the main character all of a sudden. And people didn't realize if that's why you liked him because he was used. It's the same thing with Darth Vader. I assure you, you make a whole movie about Darth Vader killing people, it'll get boring really quick because it's just like
agreed.
it's stronger if you have like those big scenes and then it's more memorable, you know? Dude, someone did the math. Vader is in A New Hope for 10 minutes. 10
I was
fucking
just
minutes.
I was literally just about to say, why not look at the Jaws effect and same with
Yeah.
Darth Vader?
Yeah.
How long are they on TV? How long are they in films? The other one is like Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. He's on. He won an Oscar for that, and I think he's on about 15 minutes screen time,
Yeah.
even less than that, I think. And that's what makes that's what separates the boys. Sorry, that's what separates the men from the boys. In that sense, it's like you don't necessarily need to expose people to it too much.
Exactly.
It goes back to as well with the Scream thing, where like, do you know when Billy says like, "Hey, it's like, do you know why Hannibal Lecter eats people?" No, it's like, do you really need a motive for it? But when you kind of explore these characters a bit too much, it's like you shatter so many like different expectations people
Yeah.
have, or you kind of like insult the audience members' intelligence a little bit, or you add something that just isn't necessary. And
Exactly. Yeah.
overexposure is definitely a bad thing as well, especially in cinema as well. I feel like we're overexposed to fucking comic book movies
Yeah.
non-stop at the minute.
Oh, dude, I remember like 2 years ago. I think we on another podcast on another show we were talking about this, and you were like, "Dude, I don't know, man. I think there's gonna be a fatigue," and I'm like, "No, no, it's gonna be awesome." Dude, I'm to
I
the
remember
point.
that conversation.
Yeah, I'm to the
I
I'm to the point now that I'm having fatigue. Dude, I saw Iron Fist on Netflix. I had to force myself to watch that. Like I literally like it was like if there was nothing else on TV, fuck it, I'll watch it. It was terrible. It was so boring. I just did not like it. And dude, I might get blasted for this, but same thing with Luke Cage. I didn't think Luke Cage was really that good.
I didn't. I haven't finished it. I watched
No,
3 episodes, stopped watching it,
I like the
and with
character. He was awesome in Jessica Jones, but again, man, small doses. He was great in that show as a supporting character. I didn't really like a whole series about him, you know?
yeah,
Um
don't need it.
yeah,
Same with
it's
Black Widow. Black Widow, they built the character in extended universe films.
oh, she does
Do
not
you
need
really
her
need
own
to see it?
movie. Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm not saying that because like she's like a female character, whatever excuse. It's more in the sense that you just don't need it. They've established that character as it is in other universe films,
Oh yeah.
and
I
it kind of
mean,
just feels.
she's stronger that way. I mean, dude, it's weird. Like, there's certain characters that you can get away with that, and then there's certain. I don't know the formula of that. I don't know what the hell makes more characters. Like Indiana Jones, for some reason, yeah, you could have this motherfucker in the whole movie because it works. But like, remember how people were saying, "Oh, let's get Shia LaBeouf to do a whole movie"? You're like, no,
Well,
man. That would not. He didn't even work as a supporting character. Why would he work as a main character? It's just like it's things like that. There's certain characters that work. There's certain characters that don't work, or there's certain characters that work as smaller roles, and somehow they become more memorable. Like what you said
well, I
about
mean, like,
Silence of the Lambs, and
yeah, I mean, with Indiana Jones, it's a bit more example. Like you can take it face value because it's more of a character piece.
yeah,
It's about Indiana Jones. It's the adventures he goes on are just a byproduct of his story. Because you care more about Indy. You want to know about Indy. You want to know why he becomes an archaeologist, why he's
right,
also a teacher, what's his main purpose, like, his drive, what's his family like. You don't really see that much.
yeah,
And that's the kind of story you see because it's more of a focus on Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's a great character you really show interest in within the
yeah,
first film, and it kind of solidifies what the film is about. And you're interested in seeing it. You want to know more about him. Like there's no like step you can take with that film where it kind of really destroys seeing like Indiana Jones. That what you destroy it by is introducing a second character, like they did with Shia LaBeouf, and try and make him the main focus of it.
yeah,
Because what people really want to see is him, and then also the other supporting characters like Marcus Brody and the other quirky kind of like cast to support him. That's what people want to see. But when you kind of forcefully shove someone else in with the intent and purpose of changing the direction or something else, people see through it and they're just like, that's enough for it. It's like
yeah,
it's like Star Wars, for example, like if Luke was there, like Han Solo, like pushing his way in the middle of it, it's like, I'm in the middle of this photo, or it's like I'm the main focus. It's like no, Luke is the main focus, and the other characters tell the story. They don't need their own separate films in that George Lucas universe.
Yeah. No. And definitely, man. I mean, well,
But
Lucas is he's kind of like his
yeah.
own world, isn't he?
Mhm. But going back to the point with like Venom and Tom Hardy, it's not necessary. It's not needed. There's no real kind of setup for it. And at the end of the day, again, we're seeing hopefully the death of comic book movies soon enough, or a stagnation, and a good stagnation, because we need that. We need to kind of like it. It's like me and you. I think like we'll use this as an example because we're big Metal Gear Solid fans. The wait for Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriot following MGS4's release. Sorry, no. The wait for MGS5, The Phantom Pain, from Guns of the Patriot's release was 7 years, and
Yeah.
it felt earned and warranted, and we yearned for a new Metal Gear game, knowing that there's a good quality in it. And you look at the kind of like, you rather it's like going from Spider-Man: Homecoming, released this year potentially. Is it released this year? Sorry, I'm like a little bit
Yeah. I think
behind.
it's no,
Yeah,
it's okay. It's July. Yeah.
that's released this year. Then you see Venom come out next year, and like, okay, I've already kind of like been sucker punched there twice, because it's like
Yeah.
I've seen one thing, and now you're just like forcing it down my throat. There's a good idea of when you do it, and like I think like with this, I'm not very much interested, and I'm not really like sold on it. I think it's just a bit lazy, to be honest, on their part.
It is. I mean, it's also I think and dude, I think we'll move on to the next topic after I bring this up. But no, this I thought was interesting, and I want your thoughts on this. Now, this is hearsay. We don't know if this is necessarily whatever. Okay, basically when what's this guy's name? Whoever is the kid that's playing Spider-Man. I forgot the actor's name right now.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, thank you. So when Tom Holland signed on to play Spider-Man, and this was post Captain America Civil War, he signed on to do Spider-Man: Homecoming, to do Avengers, the two Avenger movies that they're doing. What is it? The first one is Infinity War, and the second one is Untitled. They don't know yet. And then to do another solo Spider-Man movie, a Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Sorry,
Yeah.
is it Infinite War Part 1 and Part 2? Or they changed the
No, they
names, or
they changed that actually. Yeah, it
right?
was gonna
Okay.
be originally a two-parter, and then they just said no. Actually, this one's Infinity Wars, and the second one we're gonna give it a different subtitle, and they still haven't told us what it is yet.
Hmm. Okay.
So I don't know why they did that. I guess people were tired of Part One and Part Two, because Justice League did it too.
Well,
They were gonna be like Justice
yeah.
League Part
Let's
One and Part Two, and then they chickened out. Um,
well, fatigue settling in. They said.
like that Harry Potter Part One and Part Two died out really quick. But
Oh,
anyway, so he's signed on actually to do another movie, a fifth movie after that. And supposedly after Homecoming 2, he's not doing any MCU movies anymore. But contractually, he's still bound to play Spider-Man one more time. So, dude, there is a rumor, an idea, a theory, that Sony is going to try to trick us into thinking that these movies that they're making on the side, like Venom and Black Cat and shit like that, are
mhm.
set in the MCU, because the rumor is they're going to make a future Sony superhero movie, and Tom Holland is going to appear as Spider-Man in the movie, even though it won't be an MCU movie, because legally he has to appear in one more movie per his
Maybe, yeah.
contract. So people are like, wow, if that's what Sony's intentions are, what assholes to literally use these four movies with Marvel, five if you count Civil War, as a means of just getting people excited for this character, and then pulling a 180 and being like, hey, look, remember Venom and Black Cat? Look, man, Tom Holland's hanging out with them. What do you think about that? And you can't say
Mhm.
they're MCU, but the average movie-going audience is going to think they are. And then they're going to buy those movies, and then Marvel's going to be like, Venom? Fuck that. Like, what are you talking about? We would never do a Venom
Mhm.
movie. That doesn't seem like a good idea at all. So that's the rumor, dude, or the theory, I guess, is that last movie role is going to be to stick him in one of these movies that has nothing to do with the MCU.
Sounds about right. Yeah, you can see it though. But I'm genuinely being serious. So look at the stuff we see with like the amount of crossovers and like
Yeah,
characters appearing in other movies because it's a cross-reference stuff. This is what's kind of like becoming a bit too much because at first it's like, oh my God, look at him. We've seen him in the other show and stuff. Like it's
yeah,
well cool. Then people are like, oh, I mean, I was expecting that. I hope we see that. And it's kind of like, do you know when you kind of see people's perception change because they're like, hey, I want to see that person appear. It's like, oh yeah, I expected that to happen. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
they've obviously led up to that because that's the thing though. Like, I mean, I'll kind of finish off my point here. How much does it cost for a cinema ticket in the US if you and Becca were to go?
Oh God, if we were to go to a 3D showing, the both of us,
Let's let's take 3D out because 3D is dying as
3D
I
out.
expected. But like,
Uh,
just say if you and Becca were just you know you were out and you were going to buy just a standard cinema ticket,
12 for a matinee, probably $12 per
12 bucks
person.
each.
No, yeah, yeah, per person. So like
Yeah.
$24 just to go see a movie. The price of a
See,
fucking Blu-ray.
Mhm. Well, there you go. Because I was just about to say, I have no idea how much it costs for a UK cinema ticket. Because last time I went was about Django Unchained, I think. But like, it, but it says a lot though. Because look how much you just spent there. And say if a film's split up in two parts, or it's
Yeah,
just something like Venom, why would you watch it when you're spending that much money each? When you could just
exactly.
literally put the money towards a Blu-ray. And yeah, obviously, I know the cinema experience, you want to see it, but at the
Yeah.
same time, Venom, would you really go out there and see like Venom on the billboard or something? You want to watch it? As this is what I mean, the saturation. Because like you look at the film, like, hey, Venom, like comic book movies, and like one of it, it's just like it's not appealing. And this is what I think will slowly kill off that comic book genre,
Yeah.
or really kind of like put it into that state where it's almost going to like crash the film industry in the sense of like comic book movies being churned out because people are seeing so much of it. Oh yeah, Doctor Strange, like and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, and I'm like, I'll watch it, but I'm not really gonna like, I'm not over enthralled for it. I know Benedict
Right.
Cumberbatch is kind of the big selling point for it, but it's like Doctor Strange, a character, really, like something. And this is the thing as well. Some things are better stuck to the comics. Because in that universe,
Yeah.
they kind of tell things, and people really want to know about it. It's like, and I keep going, but like the last example, it's like, Boba Fett. Does Boba Fett really need a movie? He's more interesting because he's in the main universe and he has
He
those quirky moments and like, go on.
No, I was gonna say
I feel like I've gone into like
no,
untapped territory
no.
in Star Wars.
He
Jesus
does. No,
Christ.
no. I agree with you. He doesn't. I've never seen the appeal of Boba Fett. If go back and watch the two movies he's in, all he does is walk, and then dies because a blind man hits him
I think that's
with a
why he became the
stick.
cult thing because it's like the Indiana Jones one where he shoots the guy, the guy who's gonna fight
Oh,
in the
the
Raiders of the
two
Lost Ark.
swords. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and obviously that was originally a scripted fight, but in the shot. But I feel like it's because of that he has like comic relief kind of thing. But as I said, like here's that one, a Lando spin-off film. Like, do you really need it? And I'm like, this is what I think will be a problem with Star Wars as well. Coming into it, I think this is what Disney will realize when they start churning out so many of them. People will be like, okay, I've had enough Star Wars. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It was such a long time building to come to
yeah.
that point. People are really excited for it, but you feed people too much. Even as a Star Wars fan, and I speak as well for like as a Metal Gear Solid fan, if you get fed too much, you like it kind of kills off the product.
My only thing with Star Wars is I think it's smart they're doing one movie a year because it'll take
Yeah,
longer for that fatigue to happen. Because look at the MCU, dude. We're getting now three fucking movies a year. I remember when it
not
was
to mention,
two movies, you know?
not to mention what's on Netflix as well.
Yeah, oh my God, you're right. Yeah, there's the
So you
Netflix
got
shows.
double the amount.
You have Agents of Shield, and now what are they doing? Inhumans on NBC or I'm sorry,
Yep.
ABC. Yeah, dude. I mean, there's so much fucking crap that's out there for the MCU. Dude, it's gotten to the point that I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I can't watch all these. Like, I don't have time. I have an 8-month-old baby that headbutts me sometimes, and it hurt. He scratched my nose the other day. I think I might have a scar on my nose. I don't have time. Like, I don't, you know? So, like, I will see the movies. I enjoy the movies. They're a great escape from reality. That's why I go to the movies, dude, to see them. Because number one, oh my God, I get to go outside. I'm always inside with this kid, and I love my son, but it's like, oh, dude, people and air and the fucking light. And, you know, it's cool, man. I get to go on a date with my wife, and, you know, we get to eat that good popcorn, that popcorn that you can never make that good at home. So, like, that's my thing. Like, that's why I like going to see them. But, dude, I'm skipping Wonder Woman next month. And it's not anything personal.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
nice.
like I liked her in Batman versus Superman. It's just I can't afford to see so many fucking movies. Like I'd rather see Pirates of the Caribbean this month and skip Wonder Woman next month because I haven't seen a Pirates movie in 6 years. That was the last time the last one came out. It's like what you
Probably
just
a
said.
good thing.
Yeah, it
Probably a
makes
good
you
thing, though.
excited. Yeah, it makes you excited. It makes you like, oh man, let's go see it. Like, cause it's been so long, as opposed to I saw Wonder Woman last year for like 10 seconds, but still I saw her and it was pretty cool. But I'll probably catch it when it comes out on as a rental. Like I definitely want to see that because I love Gal Gadot. But it's true, man. It's that it's you. I think they need to dial it back. Maybe even do one movie a year. If you have to do one every year, do one. Just one movie and get people psyched for it. Or maybe fuck it, do direct to rental films. I mean, I know. Oh God.
Well,
But
that's it. That's a topic in itself, which will I
yeah.
assume will come to fruition one day. But
We should move on.
I'll
Yeah.
reserve my own judgment on Gal Gadot as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's move on.